And I'm going to just introduce myself. Then, if you don't mind, I would really like to know what you want out of the course. Right now, as I said, you may not know exactly what you want, but because then I'm going to revisit it again next time we meet as to what you want, because it always evolves, is what I'm finding on this course. When I start writing this course, by the time I'm ready to actually deliver it, a lot of my material has to change because this topic changes so quickly. So I'm delighted to be able to keep on top of it. So today is an overview of what this course is about. Plus, I'm going to be talking about solutions, AI solutions that you may want to dive into for your own business. And I'm hoping that I can help you do that. And I found when we met last time, this is the second time Trent University is offering this course. I've been teaching about a year AI to business professionals. So I'm excited that we're now having it through the micro credentials team at Trent. And it's meant for strategic thinking, AI strategic thinking. How can you think of anything you do in your business, in your nonprofit, in your organization, and see if AI is something that you should apply or not? And so the first day today, we'll talk about possible solutions that you may want to use AI for. And then next week, we're going to talk about something called prompt engineering. It's really how you speak to AI. It helps you, and no matter what you're going to do with AI, speaking to it properly helps you communicate. Then I'm also going to introduce chatbots next week, because I found in the first cohorts that we worked with, everybody seemed to be interested in chatbots. So I thought, well, I'm going to introduce it early, because originally it was on the course to be the very last session. So that didn't help people. So I'm going to do that. And so many different solutions that I'll talk about in a moment that you can do your chatbots. The ones that you only see, the chatbot, ones that your staff only sees, one that your clients see. There's many different ways that you can use a chatbot. And then and then and then I'm going to be getting into marketing and how you can use AI for marketing. And in that, you may be using some of the aspects I talk about just for internal communication. It doesn't really have to be marketing. Now that I think about what I'll be sharing with you, some, of course, will be marketing, engaging content, understanding who your market is, understanding how to better reach them, understanding what your competitors are doing. I love that part of this course. I love that part of anything I do with clients. But the other aspect is how to create cool videos, or how to create cool content in a faster way, how to create a clone. I don't know if you saw that first video I posted for you. Um, uh, in there, I had a clone myself, my AI evil twin. And it was funny. My husband saw it. He didn't realize it wasn't me. I think, are you kidding me? How could you not know? And then I had one that I had it translate everything I said into Greek. Now, I'm Greek origin, but I can't speak it. I don't speak it like an adult. I only understand baby Greek, as I say. And I was speaking, I was very impressive in Greek. I could understand it. And so I let him see it. And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know you spoke Greek." I don't. That's my AI pin. I've been trying to tell you about this AI stuff I've been working on. Oh, I see. Anyways, so there's many different reasons you may hate the AI clones and avatars, and I don't blame you, because it's scary. But there are many reasons that it could help you with productivity. So I'll be talking to you about both. And then we're also going to, I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, automation and productivity. That's obviously something that AI can help look at repetitive tasks, and how you make something that's repetitive something you can use AI to help you with. That's another thing we'll be talking about on another lecture. And then we're also going to be we're going to wrap it up with how to implement AI in your organization, or how to look at AI policies, how to look at AI security, how to look at AI ethics. So that'll be the very last session. So that, in a nutshell, is what we're doing. And if I was to share, where do you find everything? I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm going to show you the the Blackboard, the Trent Blackboard. And I'm going to show you where the material is in case you weren't sure. I know it took me a while to figure out where to put my material as an instructor, so I don't expect you to exactly know where to go. So I'll share that with you. And then I'm going to high level go through some of our materials this that I sent out already, but I really want to focus on what you want. So is it okay with you if I ask you who you are and what you want out of the course? Thanks. Carolyn she's the one that's Carlin, I think is how you say her name. She's the one that's nodding, so I might have her go first. So
Sorry. Oh,
thank you for
just
nodding.
see, my nodding got me in trouble right there.
Yeah.
So just so you know, my name is Carlene. Like it's just
Thank you. I
yeah,
said it
yeah.
4 different ways, thinking I might get it right one of
No,
these
it's
ways, and
okay.
she
I
will
think
answer me.
my mom kind of made up the name, so like it's all fair, you know. Um, and I'm a professor at Trent University in
Ah,
education and gender social justice. And I taught 2 years ago a course on I called AI and Other Dreams: Education at the Crossroads, a grad course, and I'm teaching it again in the winter. And but I don't have a computer science AI background. I was just really got kind of inspired by uh, like a book and a speaker on all the kind of critical aspects of AI, right? Like how you can use it for decolonizing, how the default is very white male, you know, like, and
mm-hmm.
not necessarily like when I say that, people think, oh, well, probably, oh, it's sexist. I'm like, no, no, no. It's designed by mostly white male brains. So that means that there's a lot of other perspectives that are missing and things can get wonky. Anyway, so I think a lot about that, but I feel like I needed to strengthen my chops at just actually, even in the, the year and a half since I last taught the class, like all the workings of it, I'm not very strong on knowing how to use all of the programs, or I don't know. It's just the
Absolutely.
technology changes every 5 seconds. So even if I
It does.
felt like a little bit decent, which I didn't, 2 years ago, I don't, it's all of a sudden it's so much more. So I just want to be able to teach my class and well and help my life and as you say, have a bird can I answer all my emails? No, I don't know. I wanted to be able to do all of that and not look like an idiot. Yeah, does that make sense?
So yeah, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure how we mark not looking like an idiot, but
Oh,
I take that challenge. I'm just kidding.
okay.
But I love that. So I have so much to offer on what you said. I've had so many discussions around the white kind of, well, just how it was created in California. OpenAI is where AI and ChatGPT all started. It happens to be a group of humans out of California. And of course, you're going to program what you know. And so that's where much of it more started. And there's a lot of, that's why I can't believe how well it understands different cultures and expressions of culture. Because if we ever used Google Translate in the past to translate something, it was all just wrong,
Yeah,
right? I mean, it
I
just didn't
agree.
get
The
it.
AI is, I mean, the languages is just that's part of the
It's
decolonizing though,
insane.
because that was presented to me as an idea like, hey, why are we requiring students to turn things in English anymore? Why is
Mm,
like was English really the thing that was tested? Like, or was that,
interesting.
and I was like, oh my God,
Didn't think of that. Sure.
yeah, that
Yeah.
blew my mind, right? And as you say, it's so much better. Like the deep L is just so much better. And I also thought, from the decolonizing standpoint, I mean, just so many languages go extinct left and right. And a big part of that crisis is because everybody thinks they have to have English. So I thought, oh my God, if AI shows up and as you say, you can have your avatar speaking any language, like, anyway, I'll stop talking. It's very exciting. I get kind of
Well,
excited.
the only other thing I would say on that is I'm not an expert when it comes to what it means to talk like someone in California compared to someone in Ontario, Canada, compared to someone in New Zealand, compared to someone in Italy, compared to someone in South Africa. I'm not that expert, but I know that has been an issue. And as far as it giving examples of things that are mainly one-sided is definitely something that I love that you can train it, but what if you don't know to train it? So it changes its mind. So these are real things. The other thing is where I'm using a lot of translation is with manufacturers these days, by the way, because they don't have their client was a number of their clients, 80% of it almost was in the States, and they can't sell to the States anymore, a lot of these clients. So where I'm helping them is translating their presentations live. So it's in other languages where the actual user can decide which language they want to hear in. That's happening live over certain AI or certain AI tools. Mind blowing rather. And Curtis will say, I thought you couldn't do this in voice. Well, that's changed in the last couple of months, Curtis. I mean, it's insane. We were talking about something a few months ago, and it has changed so much since. I mean, it's crazy how much it's evolved. That's one thing. And then, of course, all their documents, because now they're trying to get clients outside of Canada, outside of North America, they're needing to translate it authentically and without offending anyone in different languages. And that seems to be working, which is amazing. So, whew. So Elizabeth, you're front and center on my screen. Would you care to go
Ooh,
next?
sure. I work at a nonprofit, focusing mostly on military families and veteran families. And I took one of your sessions in Campbellford and went home and started using stuff and thought, hey, I like this. So here I am on my own dime and my own time, but using my
Wow.
work computer and I want to link to more of their Canva and their Copilot and all of that
Mhm.
goodies. And what else did you need from me? What I would like for a project, an idea?
Yeah, I mean, you may not know
Um,
today, and that's okay because we're going to be investigating so many different things. But yeah, what were you thinking you might want to be able to, at the end of this, I want to be able to do X really well, or even just better than I am now. Um,
I think I have an X, Y, and a Z. It's not unlike my retirement wish list that gets longer, so I'll never get to retire.
Mine's getting smaller. Yes.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. No, sorry.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I have a defer list. Yeah, I wish.
Mm.
I teach a course, so I want to build some more tools to go along with it.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I want to build some marketing and find out where all my spouses are hiding because the programs that I do are national and international. So everywhere they're
Did you
sent
say
to,
spouses?
military spouses. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I
Yeah.
wondered. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah. I like the idea of cloning, but I find it very scary. So I would turn into a superhero and not have my face all over the place because I find that very disconcerting. I can't help myself.
Yes.
Um, and have to do translation. Everything I do in English has to be in French. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's
okay. So we have a
that's quite
number
a
of things
big
there. That's
wish
excellent.
list for me. So yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that's doable. The translation, the avatar clone superhero, and what was the first one? I'm going backwards
Oh,
in my head.
just
Sorry.
building some tools for my course. So I've actually already started
Oh, of
doing some of
course.
that stuff, but just kind of, how can I reuse content? Maybe that's probably the
Good.
best way of saying it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get a repository going and get one of the, and you're mainly on Copilot, are you? Are you on Microsoft, I should
I
say?
don't, yeah, Microsoft, but I did try the notebook one and I liked that. And I
Isn't that
use chat
something?
sometimes. Chat and I caught hot and cold. Maybe next week will help to warm it up a bit. And
Okay.
Canva. So yeah, in and out of stuff, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. It just, we need one place for your repository of materials is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay. Curtis. He'll be the thorn between all these roses. Is that
Sure.
sexist? Sorry.
Can
Bad.
you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so Curtis Rowe, we're industry in oil and gas in the Northwest Territories. Still relatively new to AI. I was at a couple of work conferences over the last year that have basically enlightened me that I either get in or get out of the way. So I'm hoping this course to learn a little bit more about what it can do for us. And yeah, so hopefully that we don't fall even further behind because I suspect that we already are, just given our proximity to the Northwest Territories, not a lot of exposure to it. So hoping to, get a little better understanding of what it can do for us. I don't really know what project it'll
Okay.
be yet.
Curtis, are you guys on a Microsoft platform or are you more on a Google platform? Like when you do Word, is it on Microsoft or is it on Docs? So if you do PowerPoint, if you do Excel, is it on Excel or is it on?
Yeah, we're typically
Uh,
Microsoft for everything that we do.
okay, good. I just wondered. And do you use Microsoft Enterprise or Microsoft 365?
The 365.
Okay, that's the one I used to. Okay, it helps me to understand. That way I know if I'm going to be which path to go down because they each have their own AI excellence. Well, Curtis, it's nice to see you, and thank you for joining us. Curtis is part of a team for that I worked with years and years and years ago, so it's a pleasure to see you again. Okay, so Kelly,
Thanks,
you're
Sophie.
way over there.
Yes, I'm over here. So I am very much AI adjacent. I'm a professor at Trent University in the Faculty of Education. I teach the English intermediate seniors, so digital literacies is a very large portion of what we do. We used to call it media literacies. They've actually updated that 2 years ago to digital media literacies. So I've been on a journey with Carlene for a number of years, trying to learn a little bit about prompt writing. Played around with Chat GPT. My husband's into Claude. I've just recently learned that Claude is no longer the safe go-to because they've now opened up everything. I don't do social media. I've never done an AI thing. When you said an AI self, I just about fell over. My colleagues can tell you I don't use any platforms. So this is going to be huge, but I usually bring people in to kind of play around. We've gone down the road of music and art in different ways, prompt writing. And we use both Microsoft and Google in at Trent
Okay.
and
Yep.
Canva. We use
Thank,
Canva quite
thank you for yes.
yeah, so we do that. I mean, I understand concepts. I'm very much into the critical, like Carlene, to think about how are we using it, particularly with like we're working with to be like pre-service teachers, who I mostly work
Mhm.
with. So they're going out to work with children, and so yeah, I just need to stay up. I mean, even just when it came out 2 years ago or whenever it was, we were dabbling in it, but I really want to be a little bit more proficient. So I have folks that know what they're talking about coming into my classes, but I'm trying to become more proficient myself, particularly prompt writing, things like that. So I would say, yeah, I'm going to come up with an AI self, and I'm going to take a plunge, and it probably will be a superhero of some kind. I've never done podcasting. I've never posted a thing in my life. So I'm
Okay.
very neophyte to some of that. Most people are on social media every day and it's their thing. I'm not. So it may be a little bit more of a leap for me that way, but I think it's something that I can bring into my students, and see where a project goes for myself. I really don't know yet. We just found out about this literally last, I don't know, Carlene says you have to hurry up and register. So I'm just catching my breath
Thanks,
here.
Carlene.
Yeah, and it was Allison, actually, Allison Peak as well,
That's
who's
great.
been kind of getting us going on this. And so I just feel like I'm catching up a little bit, and had a chance to spin through your PowerPoint. So yeah, very informative. And hopefully I can become, I don't know, an expert, but certainly more proficient.
Well, certainly not fearful of anything. And I think, thank you, Kelly. Every time something changes, based on, I think, this course, because of the foundation that we're going to build, because it's going to be every aspect that exists right now, we'll be able, have the confidence to look at something else and see if it's something you need or not versus getting overwhelmed. Because what I find is it just, there's so much. As soon as you open up one AI thing or look at one AI email, or one AI website, whichever your pleasure is, you start getting bombarded. So just be careful not to get overwhelmed. And I'm just going to share a few things from the PowerPoint, and I'm going to go down to well, let me ask. I may not need to go there. Obviously, Carlene, am I saying it right? Thank goodness. Carlene and Kelly, you guys understand you humans understand how to get into the Trent system, and you're on the Blackboard. Elizabeth and Curtis, I think I saw that you both looked at the Blackboard already, right? So that's excellent. So when you go to the Blackboard, I'm just going to share my screen, I believe. Share. So I believe I am now sharing my screen. Do you see it? I can't see you when I'm looking at my screen. Can someone let me know if you can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yep.
there.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. It's telling me Zoom wants picture in picture. So I don't know what you're telling me. I'm not doing something new right now. Okay. Oh, there you are. I am doing something new right now. Cool. Okay. So what we're looking at here is I think I'm in student mode. I am not an expert at this because I don't teach full time at Trent, but I do love the system. It brings us all together. I'm able to post our announcements here, and everyone gets their Trent University email. The email goes to, if I do an announcement, I have it go to your email automatically. What I've done with my email at Trent is I have it forwarded to my business email so I don't miss anything. Might be something you want to do. You can do that at your Trent email. And so when I go to the announcements, these are the announcements that you'll also get at your email because I don't want you to miss it. So I promise not to bombard you with things. What I'll do is I will summarize the upcoming lecture like I did here and have the Zoom link in case you forget what it is. And I will put an announcement there with key dates and whatever is important for that upcoming week. And then I also have, so that's, if I go to homepage, that's what you see. You can also see it over here, homepage. Click on announcements. That's where you'll see the announcements. That's over on the left. Then there's something called course content. This will build this way I do my course at least. I know I have two people on the system that know more about this than I certainly do, and I always welcome input and thoughts. And but this is where I put my course content. So on here you'll find the PDF, which is the PowerPoint that you have to review. I promise to put them up if we meet on Tuesdays as we do, the Friday before, I'll have the PDF put up here so that you have access to it if you feel like filling your weekend with AI PDF information. And then I will also have the Zoom link in case you forget what it is. So that's all that I'm going to be putting on there. And then the PowerPoint, I'm not going to review the PowerPoint as it is on our time together because you've already seen it, I'm hoping. There's also a video of the PowerPoint. So what I do is I create the PowerPoint for you, then I walk through it and I create the opening lecture. So this opening lecture is usually about an hour. I think this one was an hour and 10 minutes. And I talk about everything that's important in that first week. And then this one, this was my digital twin. I created my digital twin for you to see, which my husband didn't realize it wasn't me, which I think is kind of creepy. So this is today. I wanted to share with you. Oh, this is my avatar. This was the first one I created, and I told ChatGPT I needed a woman who's mighty in AI with one of her dogs, and she, the first woman looked like she was 3 years old, and I said, "I'm sorry." I told them my age. Then the woman looked like she was dying, and then I said, "Okay, this is not working." So I said, you need to make this person between those two as age-wise. Then the hair was perfect. I said, I'm sorry, you need the hair to be frizzy because I'm never perfect. And so it was, so finally I found this one that I kind of like, but she's not the one I really use very often, but I just thought I would share that with you. And then what we're going to be doing is I'm working with businesses and organizations of all sizes. It's really time to invest in yourself. enabling you to think strategic. And we don't program in this course. It's not something that we are going to sit there and program AI, okay, as we know. And then at the end of it, you get the micro credentials badge, and this is the path. I wanted to share with you that this path right now from current slide. So the path is today overview and some AI solutions. I'll share those with you. That's what I'm going to focus on a majority of this session together. Next week, as I said, we're doing AI prompts, and then we're going to be getting into AI business development and planning. So I really want to get into some market planning. I love that part of AI. And then we're going to, oh, my subtitles are in Greek. I don't know. Can you guys see my subtitles in the back? They're in Greek. Oh, that's awesome.
They
So
are in
this is
Greek.
what's, yeah, this is what's called live PowerPoint. So it's an aspect on Copilot on my PowerPoint that I just enabled the other day because I was playing with all the translation for this for the manufacturing association I'm working with. And I was trying to do live, and it wasn't coming up, I thought, but I wasn't in presentation mode. So that only works, obviously, when you are actually presenting live. And I chose the language of Greek because I understood to hear it. But so I wonder if there's sound to that somewhere. Oh, you know what? There probably is. If I wasn't taught, anyways, we'll get into that another day. This is under the productivity um, um, webinar that we're going to do together, which is going to be November 18th. But back to the actual week 3 that I was talking about, it's going to be business development and market planning. Then assignment 1. I'll talk to you about assignment 1 in a second. It's introducing yourself as an AI. So it could be a video, could be an avatar, it could be maybe that a PowerPoint that you have AI create for you. So it's whatever you want. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. Then I'm going to have an online quiz that I'm going to make available next week. And you have pretty much the entire course to take it. And I need you to get 75% or more in order to pass this course. And then it's just on all the concepts, making sure you understand. It's really a self-assessment for yourself. And then I get to see the answers and how you did on the Blackboard system. Then we get into marketing excellence, and this is where I'll be sharing with you how to create the avatars, how to create fun videos, how to create different content so that you get more engagement online. And then productivity and automation, we'll be doing that in week 5. And then week 6, management and governance on how you would manage AI in your own organization. So that's the structure that I have provided to you in the PowerPoint as well. I'm not going to go through these because I already sent them to you. And as Curtis was saying, if you're not adopting AI, and that's why we're all here, they all say your company will be a dinosaur in 3 years, which is kind of frightening, very frightening. So one of the things that strikes me as interesting is AI is like electricity was when it first came out. It's frightening, and after a while, you can't live without it. So I found that to be very true as I work more and more with AI. I have a certain stats here just because if you are somebody that's needing to go to present AI and you needed stats, I thought I would share stats with you because that's what people do. But that's not what I wanted to focus on in our short time together. We all know that AI talks like a human. It learns from how you answer it. I always give it feedback, so I'm helping it learn. I'm always saying yes or no. There's an up or down kind of finger, and then I'm always thumb rather than I'm always if it's done something completely wrong, I let it know what it's done incorrectly because I want it to learn. And these are the 3 AIs that we're going to be focusing on: ChatGPT.com, Copilot.Microsoft.com, and then Gemini.Google.com. Those are the 3 I prefer. And I like having them both on my laptop and on my cell phone. So if I'm working on one on my laptop and then I'd like to continue working on it on my cell, it's like putting something in on Facebook. If you go to Facebook on your phone or your Facebook on your desktop, it's the same Facebook. It's like your bank account. If you go to your bank account on your app on your phone, or you go to the bank account on your desktop, it's the same bank account. So it's your own account. So it makes you log in with an email and password. So it's your account. So it will then, it's also your account on your phone. And one of the things that Elizabeth, I think, was saying is, I'd like to work on things and make sure I have the ability to go back to it. Well, as you go to, so this is chatgpt.com. I could ask it anything right now and it'll start a new topic for me. However, if I look here, so my husband was trying to tell me certain things about someone I don't. I got to get rid of that. And so if I go over here, these are all the things I've ever worked on or asked AI about. So AI micro-credential rewrite or AI marketing webinar or fried apples recipe, or here's a good one, notebook LM features. So this one, I've been investigating Notebook LM since it's come out. I'll be sharing that with you in a little bit. So I start the dialogue some time ago, and then if I'd like to go back and look at this again, I can. If I want to go back and I can continue my conversation with it at this point, I can. If I think of something else I'd like to add to it. So this is my thread of topics. So I have one for a specific client as well, where I go back and I just have it for Chesler Shoes is one of my clients. I post for them. So I'll go back here and I'll have a thread just on Chesler. So here you can organize it by client to start, just as one thought. But not only on ChatGPT does that allow you to do that, you can also do that on Copilot. You can do it on Gemini. It saves whatever you just talked about in the past. So I can go back all the way from the beginning of time, from when I first started talking with AI, and look to see what I talked to them about. I could go in here, ChatGPT Game Changers, that one, I'm not sure when it was. I'd have to look to see when I talked to it about that and say, what's changed since? Because so much has changed. So that was just, I digress a little bit, but that was for Elizabeth. That's one way of keeping things organized, is knowing that I don't have to start a new conversation each time. But say I'm on here and I want to start a new conversation, it's a new chat. This is your default when you first go on chatgpt.com. If I don't want it to put it on the side, I don't want it to remember what we talked about because I'm asking something stupid or something that I just is a little bit, I don't need to save it. I go over here on the top right and it says turn on temporary chat. So I can turn on temporary chat if I want to, and then this won't appear in my history, and or does it, and it won't update Chat GPT's memory. For safety purposes, though, they keep a copy. I don't know why they do that for 30 days. So even though you don't have it, they say it's not in their memory. It's still in their cloud somewhere for 30 days. I think it's they just don't. I don't know why, but just know that. So you can have a temporary chat, but how temporary is it? That's another question. So I just wanted to share that with you. But these are the three when we're doing our prompts next week and we're talking about how to speak to AI. We'll be starting with these three. There are others, as you said. There's Claude. There's also GROK, which is one that Musk created, and it's I understand it's growing beautifully as well. But these are the ones I trust more. I don't know why. This one was the first one. Microsoft's in the Microsoft ecosystem, so it is securer. And this one, Google. Google, as you know, has taken over the world, and so much of its search, it doesn't want to be replaced by AI. So its AI, which is Gemini, gemini.google.com, is really powerful and it keeps on getting stronger and stronger. So I will often take one prompt and try it on all three platforms and see what happens. And it's mind blowing as to what each can do. So I'm not going to get into the definitions. I do want to take a second on this. There's really three types of AI. There's those types that you can go directly to, like Chat, Copilot, Gemini, or Grok, which I just talked about, that you can go directly to. And you can have those apps on your phone. And you can ask it to check the internet. You can ask it to do so many things. You can now ask them to also schedule future uh, activities, and then we'll be talking about that. They're turning into something, not just ask it a question and have it go back and forth with answers and remember what you asked in the past and speak natural language to it, but also it's becoming what's called an AI agent, where you can give it a task to do when you're not even there. And we'll be talking about that when we do productivity. Those are called AI agents, and they're just mind blowing. And ChatGPT just came out with a lot of these advances just last week. So it's pretty exciting or overwhelming. But all you need to do is take it step by step. I always say do one thing a week, and you're going to make a lot further strides than if you try to do too many things. So the other kind of AI is integrated, where it's integrated in tools that we're all familiar with, like Canva. So many of us have used Canva in the last few years, and it's become part of what we use all the time. And so AI is part of Canva. So it's one of those integrated in Canva. I don't have to go somewhere else to use it. It's already in Canva. Also in Microsoft, if I go to Excel, or if I go to PowerPoint, as I am here, or if I go to Word, or if I'm in the Outlook, or if I'm in Teams, on all of that software platform, it's built in there as well. So that integration allows for better communication amongst a team that's working together with that Microsoft platform if you're sharing your files together. However, if you're a team and you're using Microsoft, your enterprise and you're using Microsoft, you have to make sure your IT enables AI. So when we were here at the first cohorts of this AI course, somebody from Scotiabank was on the class, and their IT department would not allow them to use AI. So we came up with one of their project. They had an A, B, and C, just like Elizabeth does. One of their tasks was to prove to their AI department, sorry, their IT department, that having access to AI was beneficial. So how we did that was we had to prove the productivity gains. So their tool ended up becoming a productivity tool because they had all these repetitive tasks that they were doing, and an AI allowed them to uh, uh, use Excel much better because we applied AI to some of the things they were doing in Excel. So that was really cool. So Microsoft has integration. Google, the whole Google platform, if you use Docs or if you use Google Slides or some of the other Google products, you'll find that Gemini is built into it now. So that's a big thing. So these are what I mean by integration. Many of us who might understand how to create our own blogs or our own websites, you'll see that AI is built through all those as well. On our email tools and our CRM tools and so much more. Then there's industry specific ones. And the ones that I'll be talking about in this course when we talk about our marketing and aspects and we talk about communication is HeyGen is one that I really like for creating my clone and creating, so my voice and cloning it. I also like one called Synthesia for creating my clone and my avatar. So those are two that I recommend. I have leaned towards HeyGen, but I know others who really like Synthesia. So they're both really good products. And then there's chat bots, which we're going to start talking about next week, is how to create a chat bot for your organization and why. So chat bots will be whatever you create. So again, that's industry specific. You might decide you'd like a chat bot to help students on board to your, oh, that's what I should have done, is a chat bot for our class. Actually, that's a good idea. Thank you. So the chat bot would be something that all new students could come on board, ask it questions, because I'll feed it everything it needs to know about our course. And a student can ask any question they want, and up comes the answer. But you can also train the chat bot to say, hey, I don't know the answer to that, email, and they'll automatically email the instructor in this case. So there's and Notebook LM. That's a new one that came out pretty much just before I think 3 days before I met Elizabeth, and she's already jumped on it, which I'm really happy to hear. But Notebook LM is a tool that came out from Google, and it's free. And it's very powerful for pulling all your resources together. And you put all these things into Notebook LM, and then it'll create a podcast for you from that. Or it'll create a mind map with where everything is in there, and you click on it, and it'll take you right to it. Or it'll create a PowerPoint. Now it'll even create a video of it. That just came out last week, Elizabeth. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it just keeps on growing with what it can do for you. So those are things we'll talk about in the productivity set part of this course. So those are just some of the things I wanted to share with you when we talk about productivity. If you are using Microsoft Word, I'm hoping that you can go to your IT department, or you yourself can make sure that you've enabled Copilot on it. And that's what it would look like. If you go to your Microsoft Word, for example, or your Microsoft PowerPoint, or your Microsoft Excel, when we do the productivity part of this course in a couple of weeks, you'll want to have access to your productivity tools, which are something like Word. I'll help you understand how you create better documents, how you create maybe business plans, how you get Copilot in this case, if we're on Word, to help you do that. So for Microsoft 365, which I know Curtis is on, he probably already has this enabled, but you go into the bottom right here, and you go into your accounts, or you can Google how to do this as well, and you manage your Microsoft 365 family subscription, and you add to it your Copilot. And I think the one I have is $145 a year. So it may not be something you want to do. So you need to decide if you want to do it. And it's definitely worth it at that price. It's peanuts when you look at what it is a month compared to so many other things that we do. So I need you to, if you want to explore productivity, then we need for you to have the AI tool in your tool set that you would like help productivity in. Otherwise, I can't help you if you don't have AI enabled in those tools that you'd like to help productivity. If it's not one of the things you want to do, then don't worry about it, obviously. So Google Gemini, if you're looking to have help with productivity in your Google world, then it's the Gemini aspect that you'd like to enable. And there you'd want to go to Google support to look at how to enable your Gemini in your Google platforms. And this is what it looks like. Ask Gemini. So if I'm in my Google Docs, it looks like this little star, and it'll come up Ask Gemini, and this will come up over here. This little form over there will come up. So that's pretty cool, right? And then Google Sheets. And again, when we get into productivity, I'll be going through some of these as to how, for example, here Gemini can do more for you in Sheets, and it'll be mind blowing as to what you'll be able to see in a financial that you couldn't see before. It'll help you understand it, ask questions that you hadn't seen before, and this is what it looks like in in Excel. Okay, so these are just some of the things that I want you to know about, and this is, of course, copilotmicrosoft.com. I already showed you chatgpt.com. This is what it looks like. Or if you go to microsoft.com Copilot directly, we'll be doing this more next week when we talk about the actual prompts and what we can use prompts for. And as I mentioned before, is if you go back into any of the tools that you use that you've logged in with your email and password, it remembers what your last conversations were. So I'm in Copilot and I can see on the left, it remembers what my conversations were. And there's so much you can do with them that we'll be talking about at later points. The ChatGPT that was on the chatgpt.com. And then this is Gemini AI. It comes down here where you can ask it anything. And if I click on those little lines, that's where all of my past conversations come back from. Okay, so what is your assignment one? Assignment one is to introduce your AI self. So it could be an AI clone, it could be an AI cartoon, a podcast. Your imagination is really the limit. Then I need you to come back to the content here at Trent and upload it in the assignments area over here. So if I click on assignments, you would come here and upload your post here and you would put the link to it or the photo of it. So here's an example of, that's my business one. This is my AI clone that or am I C profile? It's my personal Facebook. This was my C profile picture. This was my AI clone, not my AI clone, my AI superhero that I created. And so I had explained to AI who I was. I have this one cut off. I have to show you another one. But I explained to AI who I was and that my dogs are always with me and that I kayak. And it actually came out with I have a few iterations back and forth, and this is who he came out with, which I absolutely loved. And I should show you the prompt. I guess that's next week, the prompts. Yeah, I'll show you the prompt on how I created this next week. And well, it'll probably be this Friday because I'll send out my notes on Friday for next week's course. But I had to, what was a good exercise was you trying to do this because the first time I did it, it didn't look anything like me. Then I realized, oh, I can upload a photo of myself. So I did. So it started looking more like me. And then I described my dogs. They didn't look like anything like my dogs. So I was able to upload a photo of my dogs. Then they started looking like my dogs. And then it also created a action figure summary on the back as to who I was. So it went out and did all sorts of research on who I was. And I loved what it actually said about me. It was very, very endearing. So it was interesting. So it's just something that I think just the exercise of trying to create your assignment one helps you get more familiar with a tool that you would never touch before. And this was one of the ones I created with ChatGPT. And I'll be, because next week is prompts, I'll be sharing with you the prompts that I used to create this. Then, if you're more interested in doing instead of something like this, you'd rather do your clone, and you, as some of you said, you want a clone self. And then the tool I used for my clone was HeyGen. Yes, it was HeyGen. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. And if I go to course content, I have this the right there. So I've sent that to you, but this isn't me. This is my clone. So I sat here. I'm in my office. So if I turn off the my background, choose background, and I say no background, none. I'm in my office. So I was in my office for my cloning, I think. Yeah, I was in here. And I probably had this a little further up so you can see my VW bus. And I was probably further back. And I probably cleaned up all that mess because you want to make sure that it's a clean background when you're doing your clone. The best way to do a clone if you want to create your avatar is no background at all. Have a white background because then your clone you can change where you're sitting. You could be in the forest, you can be in a classroom, you could be kayaking, you could be under a waterfall. Because I chose a busy background in my clone, I can't change my clone. So I just wanted to share that with you. So I did my clone. Wait, Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw that when I changed back to none. Did you see that when I changed back to none? Yes? Yeah? Okay. So yeah, so that's what so I'm going to just go back here. So when I click on this, you can see back here. Am I sharing my screen right now? Share my screen. There we go. Sorry about that. Like get rid of me. Okay, so if I share my screen again, so you can see here, it's busy back here, so I can't get rid of that. So if you want to create a clone of yourself and use it in several different ways, you want to make sure you have a white background so that a plain background so that you can actually change it. And Hey Gen AI is the one that I used for it. And I'll just continue and get there for you. And it was very simple to create your clone in HeyGen. So I'm in HeyGen here and I've created a few different clones. I did this one first and that one, and then the Greek one. And then I uploaded a PowerPoint into my HeyGen account. And it actually created for me this 2-slide video because it was actually a policy AI security policy workbook. It's what I created, and I wanted my clone to talk through the workbook. So it did that as material. So I'm talking in it. Now, if I did this again, like I said, I would make sure my avatar that I have did not have a background so that I could actually change the avatar. So what I mean by that, here is an avatar with no background, and she can change her clothes, you can change her setting. So if you want to have more flexibility with your avatar, you can change, you need to just have her with no background. And that's kind of what you need to do. If you're going to create your avatar, you go into here and and it'll walk you right through it. But we're going to do that all together at a later time. I just wanted to share with you certain things that you could possibly do as introducing yourself. Or you can just go in and create a video, or you can just use AI somehow to share who you are. And superheroes are just a great way of doing that. So that's what I wanted to share with you for assignment 1 from current slide. So you'll choose that would be your assignment 1. I hope that makes sense. Ask me as many questions on email as you like. I'm here to help. So if what you're trying to do for assignment 1, which isn't due until October 30th, it's not working out like you want, let me know. I can help. So what else can I share with you? If you are looking to upload one, then you decide you've uploaded you have something better, don't worry about it. You can upload it several times. That's fine. That's what a lot of people did last course. So for your final assignment, and this is something we're going to build on throughout the 6 weeks together, is what you're going to design is something you're going to pull together, something you want to accomplish, or 3 things like some people want. And in those things, what you want to do is it could be part of automating something, even automating a competitive review, customer service, or onboarding chatbots, automated reports, or processing reports in an automated way, an AI video, AI podcasts. I love podcasts now because of AI. So that might be something you want to do. You upload a script and it just creates a podcast. People are saying that humans learn that way. They'll listen to podcasts, which is kind of interesting, very interesting. So you can take some topic and you'll see with some of the tools I'll share with you. 11 Labs is an excellent one, which will create beautiful podcasts for you. And then there's your AI clone or an AI agent. So, some of the examples that people did during last semester when we were together was this one was an excellent one. I'm not sure if this applies to any of you, maybe to Curtis. Maybe what this one is they top 5 competitors. They we figured out together who their competitors were. And then what they wanted to do is on a weekly basis understand what their competitors were doing online. So we had AI go out and check out their competitors with what they were doing online on their websites, what were they promoting on their websites, and what posts were they posting that were most engaging the week before. And then it asked AI, give me your opinion, advice, a plan on what I should do this coming week in the area of new content on my website or my social media post plan. And so once a week now she gets just a one pager saying a little matrix saying this is what your 5 competitors did well this week. This is what they changed on their website. And then the next part is this is what you should do this week with your own posts based on what they've done and based on, obviously AI knows what their business is because we told it. So that is so cool, right? So based on trends, based on what's going on in the community, based on the season, so it brings in all that information on a weekly basis, and she follows it, which is excellent. So that's one of the things that really helps this person become stronger in what they do. AI agents that receive regular reports, extract key data. This was the person from Scotiabank. They had this repetitive tasks that they were doing, 3 or 4 of them in their department, and it was very time consuming. So we mapped that out. We applied AI to it. In their case, they were a Microsoft Office world. And so we were able to use certain tools together to extract the information on an automated basis and put it in a Excel spreadsheet for them. And it saved them, she was saying, about an hour to 2 hours a day for each person. And they were thrilled. This one was onboarding. This one is one of the tourism industries I work with. What they decided was their onboarding chatbot. They had a number of new seasonal employees, and they wanted these to give all of their documentations, all of their PowerPoints, all of their websites that they have to be familiar with into their chatbot. And then their employees were able to ask it certain questions, and they all had the same information right away versus somebody knew this, somebody knew that, someone forgot this. It's very, very effective. So there's so many different things you can do. Customer service chatbots. This is where it's customer facing and you give it all the information you want your customers to have at their fingertips, and you're able to put all of that into a chatbot. It could even be specs for products. It could be many different things depending on what you do for a living. So that's another thing that another one of the people we worked with did. The multilingual communication assistant. That's what one of the manufacturers were doing. And they're translating AI questions and categorizing their topics and responding in the correct languages. So that was really impressive. And then AI clones. A lot of them decided that they wanted to do more videos, but they didn't have time. So what they wanted to do was just ask AI for a marketing plan, and then ask AI to create scripts, and that's what we'll be talking about with AI as well. It's how to create scripts for your videos. Then they upload that on an ongoing basis, just like creating a blog. And their AI clone was the one that was communicating. So there's many different things here that I'm going to run out of time now because it's 7 o'clock and I want to only keep us till 7 every time we're together. And these are just some ideas of if you need to, this was for Scotiabank actually. She had to go back to her boss and indicate why she wanted to do this and why she wanted AI to be open for the staff that was working there. And this is what we came up with. It was a definition of what problem she was solving, a map to the course module that it related to, and then she had different ideas of what she wanted, what she knew would help her team, a checklist as to where the input would come from so that she was creating the AI properly, estimated the effort to how the kind of effort it takes to create this AI. And then she scored her ideas. If something was easily implemented, it was a 5. It was difficult implemented, it was a 1. So the higher the higher weighted score, 1 in this case. And then she also indicated if there was cost associated with it. So cost was a low thing, obviously. Then she picked a winner. So she used a weighted average. That's why I stumbled when I was doing this video for you, because this was something that we created together, and then she used it and came back. So it was very effective. So I was really thrilled for her. So I wanted to share that with you as well. And this is kind of how she did her weighted average at the end, with what she wanted to do and what she implemented for her company. So I don't know if it's something you may want to do. It's something, if I had students at Trent, I would certainly implement. I think this would be interesting for them. And then I think that's all I wanted to share with you today. And then week 2, next week, we're going to be talking about prompts, and mastering prompts is going to unlock the full potential of AI. And we'll also be talking about at that time and show, we'll be talking about chat GPTs. Chat GPT. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back to you. Where'd you all go? Where'd you all go? Oh, for goodness sake. Let's see. There you are. Found you. So next week, we'll also be talking about chatbots, because I think it's something that is very helpful, and it seems scary, but it's not. Is there any thoughts right before we go?
I just put in the chat, are we able to use a green screen like we used to do during the pandemic when we were teaching all the
I was
time?
thinking that when I kept on saying white, 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 I thought, I wonder if anyone really knows that they should be using a green screen, and if I should go back and say that. Thank you. Yes, that
Awesome.
would be ideal.
Thank you.
You were using a green screen, eh?
Yes, we just bought one because we were teaching
Yeah,
intensely for all that time. And so I still
right.
have it.
Yeah.
It still brings back trauma, but it could maybe repurpose it
Sorry.
for something positive,
Well, and this is it,
Right?
right? With your background, with my real background. I don't know I wasn't sure if I was actually sharing when I went there, but I have every picture of everyone I've ever loved right here, pretty much. That's not true. It's not everyone I've ever loved. I need a bigger wall, but so it's very busy. There's no way I could block that out. I would have had to use another background to do that properly. So green screen would be perfect. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, my
Well, this was
pleasure.
a
I'm
lot. This
excited
is
to see.
lovely. Yeah, we're very
I'm
excited
happy.
too.
Well, honestly, you guys intimidate me. Every time
No.
I'm on, I'm thinking,
No.
Elizabeth's already done one little course with me, and like she's gone out on her own, and she's grown her wings, and she's doing stuff. And then you two, like, hello, you've been at it probably longer than I have, and it scares the heck out of me, because you're real educators. I'm not a real educator. I
Oh, you're
ramble.
great. I
Yeah.
love your tone. I love this
Yeah.
the feeling, the
Thank you.
affect. It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
I
been
like
really
this.
great.
Thank you,
Yeah.
you guys. That
Sophie,
means a lot.